Okay, so welcome back. Now, in the last video, I was talking about adding a target to the scene that the bird would fly towards, and that's exactly what we're going to do next. What I want you to do is click on the image target, and then what I want you to do is go to Game Object, and we're going to add a 3D cube to the scene. There we go. Now, the cube is about the right size. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And this is going to act as a target that will move around the scene and the bird will fly towards it. However, we don't want to actually see this on the scene. So what I want you to do is go across to the mesh filter here, click the small dot and change that to be up at the top, none. And what that will do is actually leave the box collider for the cube so that the bird can still connect with its own box collider and we can actually detect that collision using the script. However, we don't want it to be visible on the scene. The only problem is if I click off, it's completely invisible, so we can't see it either. So what I'm going to do is click on the cube and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add a tag which can be green. There we go. And I'm just going to rename the cube target focus, as that will be the focus point for the bird. Now when I click off, we can see that we've left a label for us while we're in the editor, so we can still see where the target actually is in the game scene. Now, in order for the bird to actually connect and create a collision, we need to also add something here called a rigid body, and that will allow for the physics engine to work. There we go, so just click add component and add a rigid body. Now we don't want to use gravity, otherwise the cube will use the physics engine and just drop straight to the floor. So I want you to uncheck use gravity, but I want you to click is kinematic, and that means that this box object cannot be moved unless we move it via code, which is exactly what we're going to do. So we now need to add a script to this cube which will edit later on, and this will be called target collider. There we go. So now we've added a target collider script to the cube. When we edit this later on, we'll be able to detect the collision from the bird and then randomly choose a new location in the 3D world to move that object, and the bird will then go from this location to wherever the cube has not respawned but moved to. Okay, so the last thing that we need to do, because we'll be accessing this cube later on via script, is we're going to add something called a tag. Now that's up here, and we need to add a tag because that's how we're going to reference this cube later on via the script. So if you click on tag, I want you to come down here and add a tag. And then I just want you to click this little plus symbol here and add a tag called target and save. Come back to the target focus cube and now tag the cube as target. Save your scene, and the cube is now set ready for later on when we want to add and edit this script. Nice and easy. I'll see you in the next video.